Okay, if you guys do not have Gakuen Babysitters on your to watch list, then I advise you to do it. We're 3 episodes in, and I'm going to continue on with this series simply because it's light, it's fluffy, it's cute. I mean, if you don't like, okay, you may not like real life kids. There are people like that for various reasons, but you may enjoy an animated version of the child, and it's just a really fun and relaxing series to watch. Aside from most of the drama and action series that we have, and even with the real life drama we're dealing with, this is a show to just sit down and enjoy it during your free time. And I'm really enjoying it so far, especially with the children. They are a delight to watch on screen every week. Now, with this week's episode, there is 2 segments. So the first half deals with Valentine's Day, and the second half deals with the twins' father. And we were introduced to these characters. So actually 4 characters were introduced in this week's episode. One by the name of Yuki, and it seems like she has a crush on Ryoichi. So I would like to see that development happen in the near future. A secret admirer of his. Then we have Yagi Tomoya, who is classified as the pretty boy. He's in the same class as Inomata, and he seems to have a love, almost a creepy love for children. And his close friend Nizu Chukichi, who is also like the second cool pretty boy in their class, and of course with the twins' father by the name of Kosuke. So these are the new characters that are introduced, building upon the cast. So we hope to see them more in the future, and how, you know, they are involved with all these kids, and also with Ryoichi and Kotaro. So starting with the first half, it's Valentine's Day, but at the school that Ryoichi attends, as well as Kotaro for the babysitting club, they banned chocolates. So if you had a crush, or you had a friend that you wanted to give your chocolates to, you're not allowed to. And we also know that Inomata, she's viewed as the stick in the mud. She's not really someone that will twist or bend the rules to benefit others. She's always, you know, steadfast on that. So with the popular guy in her class, Yagi, he's getting chocolates, and then he goes asking her, you know, is there a babysitting club? Can I actually join it? And then she kind of shouts at him, so it shows a little bit of her hot cold side, and she's trying more to develop. As we see, she's trying to become more of a relaxed type of person, not always, you know, showing this hard side of herself. But it's going to take time, but at least she's trying. So when she heard news about Yagi, who's always glaring at the children, she became worried, because now she's starting to really like the children, and she wants them to like her back. And when she came and stumbled upon him, he was having a nosebleed. This goes to the fact where I said he loves children a little bit too much. So it's kind of creepy. I admire that he loves children, but I do worry for someone who has a young child, and he seems to have a special fondness for Kotaro, especially for the fact that he has very chubby cheeks. So I would advise Ryoichi and the others to have a lookout for Yagi in the future in regards of the children. And we came to the end of the first segment where Inomata and Ryoichi and Kotaro were going home, and actually she received chocolate, even though it was from a convenience store, from the brothers, and in return she goes buy chocolates for the children. So we see little bits of improvement for her character, where she's starting to break off this hard shell, this hard cover she's putting over herself, and she's starting to reveal her true feelings. So I'm really glad for Inomata, and I do hope to see more of like Yuki, especially for Yuki. She actually thought that Ryoichi has feelings for Inomata, so I feel sorry for her, even though she didn't show up much in the first half. So coming to the second half, we were introduced to the twins' father, who looks very young, and he's an up and rising actor, Kosuke. So he comes to visit the boys for the first time in 6 months since he's been so busy. And as we know, with the twins, Kazuma is the crybaby, and Takuma is the more jolly type child. So the thing with Kazuma, the fact that he hasn't seen his father in so long, it's almost like a stranger that's in front of his face, and he's crying every time his dad tries to interact with him. And you can clearly see who Kazuma got his personality from, his actions from, and this is from his father. His father is a crybaby as well, so that means that Takuma got his personality traits from his mother. So this brings Kosuke's spirit down, because he's like, no matter what he does, he can't get his own son to actually smile towards him and actually open up to him. So while he's feeling terrible about the fact that his own son may not even like him due to the fact that he's not always home due to his job, but even though that does happen, he does love his two sons very much. He's not like a father that, doesn't care for his family. He really does, as you saw in this episode. So while he's walking back to go home, he's actually caught by one of his many admirers at the school, and he's bum rushed by tons of fangirls asking for selfies and for autographs. And then you hear the twins yelling for their dad, and he's rushing towards them. Of course, they're saved by their mother, who works at the school as a teacher. And how to come to find out, the reason why Kazuma is kind of scared of his dad is because when he's not home, in order for the children to know their dad and know that he's not leaving them for wrong reasons, it's because he's working very hard for the family. She showed them like one of his movies where he was the villain, and so he was the bad guy, and this causes Kazuma to be scared of him. But Kazuma eventually does warm up to his dad, and he misses his dad and loves him very much. So it ended on a heartwarming note, and you see him being with his children, and hopefully he gets to spend his day off, playing and having fun with his family. So nonetheless, ended off on a good note, and I cannot wait for next week's episode as well. If you guys saw this week's episode of Gakuen Babysitters episode 3, do tell me your thoughts on this week's episode. What are you hoping for future episodes? Are you continuing with this show? Are you putting it on hold, or are you going to drop it? Also, the links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!